Hey, thank you so much for being here. I am Tony Gapistone. I'm so glad that you made it out to Redwood City, California on a Wednesday night. This is the first year of our 8 that we are now 5 days of a film festival, so we're slowly growing. Welcome to Ralph's Vacuum Shop, formerly, now BraveMaker headquarters. I know some people told me, Tony, stop focusing on the fact that it was a vacuum shop, but it was since 1969, I think, was a vacuum shop up into 2024. It's been empty since 2024. We've been taking it over reluctantly because I don't always like that we're here. Because look, there is a bunch of holes. I'm just going to call it out because this is the story. This is our story. Someday we'll be saying, remember those holes in the wall? Look at the stains. Look at the stains on the floor. We have a leak in the bathroom, so only one bathroom works. This is independent filmmaking. Can I get an applause for that? Jeez Louise. But we are doing it. We're so proud. I have to give it up to our team. Can we thank our BraveMaker team, all of our volunteers, our producers, and our programmers? If you are a part of the BraveMaker team, would you raise your hand? Raise your hand, BraveMaker team. Look around the room. Okay, we have people who came from East Coast, Midwest, the South, LA. Thank you so much for crossing the bay and making this possible. I'm so proud of all the people who make this possible. And if you are a filmmaker in the festival, raise your hand. If you have a film in the festival, raise your hand. Let's go. Over 100 films over 5 days. Now, filmmakers, I'm going to give you a quick chance. Shout out filmmakers. Let's try to do this popcorn style. Let's start on the East Coast. If you came from the East Coast somewhere, shout out where you came from. Toronto, New York, Atlanta, where else? How about Midwest? Where'd you come from? You're a filmmaker. Shout it out. Midwest people. No filmmakers from the Midwest? Where else? Where's Meyer? Where's Meyer? Because this is a Meyer. Where'd you come from? Shout it out. Israel, right here. Butcher Stain. Make sure you see it. Oscar-nominated student short film. Amazing film. Who else wants to shout out where you came from? Oakland, let's go, Oakland. How about some of our other team members? Shout out where you came from. Richmond, Virginia, yes. Where else? Tara Bremer. Alabama, 4th year in a row, our headquarters manager over there. Anybody else? Where did you come from? Sacramento. These guys drive 2 hours almost on the regular because BraveMaker has monthly events here in Redwood City. And these guys drive 2 hours every single month to be a part of what we're doing. So if you don't know anything about BraveMaker, how many people are here for the first time? First time. Yes, look at all these first-timer newbies. My family here from Texas and Illinois right here, by the way. And they're all on the donor list, too, my family, so thank you. I want to draw your attention to all of our partners and sponsors. This year, we had 4 less sponsors than last year, but 1 sponsor upped and doubled their donation from last year. So I just keep saying every single year, we do what we do on less somehow because people are really not getting a lot of sleep and making it possible from our producers and our social media team and our publicist, Gardenia, over here. I really am very grateful for what we are doing. There's one person or two, I forget, who said, I don't want to be paid this year. I'm actually going to donate back to BraveMaker. This is the other thing, too. I just have to keep telling these stories because BraveMaker is all about storytelling. But 3 weeks ago yesterday, we got a call from one of our amazing venues that we were super excited to have. It's like super high tech, had these amazing screens. They offered free, what do you call it, like the coffee machines, like lattes and the flavored water. And they had meeting rooms for us and really stellar Wi-Fi. This room does not so much have stellar Wi-Fi. But 3 weeks ago yesterday, I got a call saying, really bad news. We had a flood on our 2nd floor. We're so, so sorry. So our team was scrambling. Again, we did not want to use this space. And one of our team members paid out of pocket to rent the space for us because we could not afford it. So I just want to tell you, when we talk about independent film and the spirit of indie film, everybody here is making this work. So I want to say please check out the back of our program. Does anyone want a program that did not get one? One of our team members can get you. Raise your hand if you need a program, because we want to encourage you. Please say thank you to these people. I had a filmmaker who was saying, I'm trying to tag all of the sponsors to show appreciation. That makes a ton of difference. And then look at all of the names. There are now 82 people who give every single month to BraveMaker, and that is here on this page. 82 people. From $5 to one of my buddies is $500. My mom used to be the highest giver. And one guy was like, I'm going to beat your mom. I want to give more than your mom. My mom, Robin, right there. Thank you, Mom. So thank you so much to our 82 people. And I'll tell you this. I think this is a mind shift for us. On Saturday night, we're going to start from 2026 on doing a feature film pitch event where we are selecting feature filmmakers to pitch their film. And I'm saying, we are in the Silicon Valley. We're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of resources here. I am tired of thinking like scarcity mindset. So I want to get people in a room on Saturday night, July 11th, to hear 8 filmmakers pitch their film and for them to walk away with thousands of dollars. I'm taking $3,000 from our BraveMaker budget, and we're going to give some micro grants to them. But I'm saying any one of you could come right next door to the Center for Creativity and donate or invest in a feature film and help a filmmaker bring their film to life. So check that out in this brochure. We are really wanting to get bold in our asks and believing that the arts are so needed in our world right now. Yes, we all need to be healed. We all need to feel seen. We all need to escape. We all need to open our minds and hearts, and that's really what we hope these next 5 days will do. So thank you again for being here. We have a special treat tonight for the next couple hours. We have a documentary we're going to watch by Kevin Hines, and I'm going to bring him up here in a little bit. We have a sound bath that's going to be happening tonight with Tibetan bowls by Purvi. Where's Purvi? She is going to be doing, she's back there. She's going to be doing a sound bath healing experience for us at the end of the night. And we do have boxes of Kleenex because I believe we might need some Kleenex tonight for whatever is going on in here that we need to let out. But to start out, for the past few years, I've had an amazing high school student who's been a part of our community sing for us. Her name is Yesenia Martinez. Yesenia, can you come on up? Yesenia Martinez lives in the East Bay. She's putting out an album. She also has sung the national anthem at the Warriors. No big deal. And she's going to sing 2 songs for us tonight, one to start and then one at the end.
Yes. I'm a little nervous. I won't lie. I'm used to thousands. Like Tony said, I'm kind of releasing the album with another nonprofit called I Am For Music. One of these songs you can purchase on iamformusic.store. I feel really blessed to be here, and I'm really excited. And this first song is called Fly Away. Wait, I'm going to push these back. Sorry, I'm going to push these back. Okay.
Fantasy becomes reality. Find and fulfill your destiny. Oh, fly away. Have you ever wondered about your purpose in life? And what it's meant to be, about your rightful place and humanity. If you ever wondered how it's gonna work out and your fear ain't a doubt, keep the faith and just believe. Believe in yourself and fly away, away, away. Oh, away. Heaven and earth are waiting to see. Fantasy becomes reality. Find and fulfill your destiny. Oh, fly away. waiting to behold the gifts that you release, all the wonders, all the joy you bring. Hope is the message, gonna spread it far and near, yeah. Power of the love that you're unleashing, heart and soul and mind, you're so amazing. Fly away, away, away. Heaven's gonna see you through. You've got to hold on. You've got to be strong, and you've got to move on for some peace of mind. Let your light shine. Part of the universe to see. Fly away. Fly away. Find and fulfill your destiny. Becomes reality. Find and fulfill your destiny. Oh, fly away. Fly into your dreams. Fantasy becomes reality. Find and fulfill your destiny. Oh, fly away. Fly into your dreams. Fantasy becomes reality. Fulfill your destiny. Oh, fly away, fly away. Find and fulfill your destiny. Fly away. Thank you.
Thank you, Yesenia. Thank you so much. A couple years ago, when she was singing at our theater over there, we were having like these mic issues, and she had to hold, because we have live streaming happening, and she had one mic for the live stream and one mic for the theater, and then there was a third mic for somebody who was filming you. So she had 3 mics. I don't know. It was just crazy. Like this, again, the indie spirit, but I was in the back and you melted me. And I remember not knowing also while you were singing that you were going through a time. And I was going through a time in my personal life with some loss of a family member. Yeah. And you came and you told me, and I was like, I just so appreciate you're going to be a senior this year. Thank you. Thank you for using your gifts and being a part of this community for the past 3 years. We're so proud to know you.
Thank you so much, Tony.
You're going to come back and sing one more song.
I am.
But how can people find you on social media?
You can find my Instagram at Yesenia_forever, YSENIA_FOREVER.
One more time for Yesenia Martinez.
Thank you.
You can give your, I'll take your mic. Okay, I realized before we bring up Kevin, we have 2 of our special guests, and I want to do just a quick little fireside chat. Do you notice that we have waters up here? This is the first time we have a full water sponsor. Hey! So M6 Water is here. There's free waters around. You can find them. Could I invite Dana Harris-Bridson and Christine Swanson to come up here? These are 2 of our VIPs. You can see their information and their socials on. Come on up, Dana. Where's Christine? Come on up here. I'm going to sit in the middle, and I'll have one of you over here on the left and one on the right. Every year, we've been doing these opportunities. I think we can get Christine a mic if possible. Dana's got this one and one for Christine. I'm like, can you get her? Can you get her one, please? What's the problem? What are we waiting on? Every year we have been inviting people who are moving and shaking in the industry and we are learning from and that are embodying the spirit of BraveMaker. And so very, very excited to have both of these two women a part of our team this year who will be here for a few days, who we want to celebrate their work, we want to build relationships with them, and we want to also acknowledge, like, again, the work that is going into the work that they are doing in this industry. I was talking to Dana, who is the editor-in-chief of IndieWire, everybody. Like, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. I have been following IndieWire for as long as I've been the filmmaker, and I was talking about how IndieWire started by the current director of Sundance Film Festival, Eugene Hernandez, and Dana was telling me over tacos that they had very humble beginnings as well. So real quick, you are writing on a regular basis about the indie world, about filmmakers, and you've been writing about AI and different things. Talk about, as she is our journalistic impact, first ever BraveMaker Journalist Impact honoree, talk about what is driving you and why you think indie film is still important.
Oh boy, I think. Oh, thank you. I think that indie film is important because at this point, I honestly believe that everything has become indie. And it's a strange story because that sounds like sort of, I mean, I've been covering Sundance since like 1995. And, and at that point, independent film was at this interesting juncture where all of a sudden people really noticed it and suddenly realized what an impact it could have financially, culturally, and it was all of a sudden this thing, oh my God, there's independent film, which granted has been around, for a very long time, John, look back to the days of John Cassavetes, but it was all of a sudden this thing. And there's always been this thing of like driving support for the indies. And when I say everything's become indie now, what I really mean is that the system as we've known it is in the midst of tremendous change. And what we're seeing is this kind of breakdown of what we've understood as Hollywood in terms of that being the center of the universe. My theory is that Hollywood is not only not the center of the universe, there isn't going to be another center. There isn't going to, it's not like it's moving to Atlanta, it's not moving to Fort Worth, it's not moving to New York. All of those places will have relevance, but, and Hollywood will still have relevance. It's just not going to hold the relevance. And so it starts to really break down our understandings and definitions of that, and that's what my newsletter in development is about, is looking at, okay, in the current state that we're in, what does it mean to have a sustainable career? And the good news is that I think there's many, many, many more ways than there were 5, 10, 20 years ago. The bad news is that if you're looking at it from the old paradigms, you're going to be very disappointed, because I just don't think those are relevant. And I'm just going to say this as a PSA, because I can't believe how this myth won't die. Please, all of you, do not think you are going to go to Sundance and sell your film and then that you'll be set. It's not going to happen. And I don't say that because your films aren't good. I'm saying this about the films that go to Sundance. It takes forever for them to be sold. Often when they are selling, they are not going for any minimum guarantees. There is that particular myth, because it was such a glorious one, is taking a really long time to die, and it just breaks my heart every time I talk to a filmmaker and I ask what their plan is, and they say, I'm going to take my film to Sundance and hopefully sell it to Netflix. Netflix hasn't bought any of those films in years. They're not going to buy them again. They bought them when they needed volume. That time is long, long gone. The opportunities I see are around what's happening with the creator community, what's happening in terms of being able to put yourself out there to build your audience. That is like, building your audience is money in the bank. That is something that did not exist, again, back in the day with Sundance. So that's kind of how I see it. And I think it's very, very exciting. It's also completely terrifying because we all know about the layoffs. We know about what's happening with AI, with all of this. That's all very real. But I am the kind of person that I get very excited when there is so much change going on that there is no choice but to adapt. And that's where I think a lot of creativity and opportunity comes from.
Let's go. Thank you, Dana Harris Bridson. We're gonna talk a whole hour on Friday morning up here about this very thing. How can people get on this newsletter?
To get on the newsletter, go to, well, that's a great question because it's like, no, seriously, it's really unfortunate. The newsletter system at PMC is not great. But the best way to get to the newsletter is to go to my Instagram, Dana L. Harris.
It's in your program.
Yep. And I publish all of the newsletters, or rather excerpts from all the newsletters there. And there, inside each newsletter is a link to go sign up.
Thank you. Christine and I met at Sundance, and she dropped some huge knowledge and gems to a workshop there, and our director of community engagement, Priscilla, connected, and like, we have got to bring Christine to BraveMaker, and we were chatting earlier about this kind of same stuff, about how the creator and artist life is totally changing. And we're going to do a whole hour with Christine tomorrow here. But one of the things that she said to me had me kind of wide-eyed just like a couple hours ago. And I was like, can you talk about the idea of being an artist versus a creative, and kind of the things that you are learning as you do your film, TV, writing, produce, all the things that you do?
Well, the long and the short of it is, as an artist, I would do what I do for free.
How many work for free in here? Raise your hand if you work for free as an artist. Yes.
Yeah, and you have to preserve that element about yourselves, because once you go into the industry, most of those people are creatives. There's a difference. And you have to learn how to navigate the politics of working with very creative people who hold all the money so that you can be artistic in your work. It's just navigating between the two. The flip side of it is, as an artist, I also work really well with creatives, so I actually can make a living doing this. So those are separate conversations to have, right? The dream is just give me a buttload of money and let me do what I want to do, but that's not going to happen for most of us, okay? But if you think it through, maybe you can do it on a smaller scale on a short film, or anything to feed your artistic passion, to see what you're made of. Okay? What I don't want people to do is not try. You know, like when I started, I went to NYU Film School in the late 90s. Graduate film school, Spike Lee was my directing teacher. We shot on film. Very few people made movies back then because people did not have access to film cameras. So we went to film school to get access to equipment. Now, technology is so democratized, you don't need a 35 millimeter camera or 16 millimeter camera to make content, to make art, to make films. So it's really, I say it's a young person's game, but as older people, all you got to do is find one young person, right? I happen to have four of them. I have 4 kids, and I'm like, fix my phone. And they can do that very quickly, but they can also edit fast. They can create decks. It's like, just align yourself with young people, because that generation just, I think, is naturally more generous. And connect them with our generation. We were raised like by some tough parents, right? So this is a great opportunity to democratize the industry and erase lines and understand that we're all artists. Find other artists, go make your art. And I'm not trying to simplify it, but I don't know what else to tell you, because I've done it over and over and over again. My last feature film is on Amazon, Stars, YouTube. It's called Albany Road. I 100% financed it myself. I 100% distributed it myself. If I had $18 million, Lynn Whitfield would have been nominated for an Oscar, because that's what Honora had for marketing. It's a marketing game. I'm not saying it wasn't worthy, but there are a lot of worthy films that don't see the light of day because lack of marketing. So my point is, if you want to do it bad enough, you can do it, but do you want to invest in yourself? Do you want to pay the cost? Do you really want to put yourself out there? And I say, artists do that. Now, I have just parlayed my artistic abilities to TV directing. And I call that commercial art, you know? But I'm very pliable, and I will direct for food. I have 4 mouths to feed. So we just have to be versatile like that. We have to understand, I was saying to Tony, one of the most prolific artists of our time never made a penny off of his art, and that's Van Gogh. And he's left a legacy that will live on in perpetuity. So if we have a mindset that we do the art because we love it, right? Then you're honest. Just be honest and live. Because we need artists to live in that way and think in that way, because the other people are destroying the earth as we know it. So your optimism is necessary. So do not let the industry as we know it stop. It's actually over from when I started. Like, it's all different. It was go to Sundance. It was. Now it's like I parlay my independent filmmaking experience to television. I'm one of the fastest directors on TV, and people are like, wow, how'd you get so fast? Independent filmmaking, making short films. I make good money now parlaying those skills, right? And then I save that money to go make the movies I really want to make. So it's like, let's support each other in that way. Let's and go. At least stop thinking that it's impossible because you don't know anybody in Hollywood, okay? Neither did those YouTube people who made those movies until they had to talk about distribution, and now they are Hollywood, all right? So the change that we want to see is like within us. It's just a matter of being persistent in believing that artistry matters, humanity matters, and we need artists to lead the way, because everybody else who have been elected to lead the way have lost the way.
All right, let's give it up for Christine Swanson and Dana Harris-Bridson. Please follow them here, connect with them. We are very intentional in this community to be building relationships. I try to say every time we have a gathering here, again, raise your hand if you are a creator, you are a filmmaker, writer, director, you are making movies. Okay, look around the room. These are people, artists who need your support, everybody. Everybody else in the room, you are film lovers, art lovers. I tell them, put your hands down, I tell them, you do not have to be anybody impressive, okay? Please, put that aside. Be yourself. Everybody in this room, there's a lot of insecurities, but there's a lot of amazing talent and skills, and our hope is here you feel good about yourself. You look around and go, you get inspired by these people who are sharing their wisdom and influence, and they're approachable too. They want to hear about your work. They want to say, maybe we meet here at BraveMaker 2026, and then BraveMaker 2036, you are being written about as an article because you have been the next wave or whatever is happening in Hollywood. Nobody knows anything sometimes. We're all creating it and making it work somehow. So I want to encourage you in this room, all the 5 days, take it in. It's going to go by fast. Again, we don't have to stress about things. There's going to be issues. There's going to be tech things that are going to happen. Just be grounded and have a great time. I want the best in these next 5 days, that you feel inspired when you leave here to do good in the world, because you are the story, and brave stories change the world. All right. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Dana. We'll hear more from them over the coming 5 days. And with that, let me invite who I can now say my new friend, and the subject tonight of the ripple effect, as well as our guest speaker who will be talking about mental health, because we believe at BraveMaker, and this has been now a tradition for us, we start the first day of our film festival focused on mental health, because we believe the world needs to do that. We believe we need to take a step back. It's fast. Things are changing. Things are difficult. There's a lot of confusion happening. There's a lot of depression and discouragement and sadness. And especially in the creative and the artistic community, we all are trying to make ends meet. We all are trying to find out how we're going to survive. And is this life that we've chosen, or that maybe has chosen us, sustainable? Well, our guest tonight is a globally known, nationally recognized speaker who has opened up about his journey to mental health that started about 20 years ago when he walked to the Golden Gate Bridge hoping someone might say, "Are you okay?" And he didn't get that. and he ended up jumping off, but survived in a miraculous way. We're going to hear his story tonight. Would you welcome Kevin Hines? So we're going to sit down here after the movie, but Kevin, we are going to go on this journey for the next 50 minutes with The Ripple Effect, which is one of the many documentaries that you have made. Tonight, would you just introduce yourself to the crowd and talk about Be Here Tomorrow and what your initiative has done and is continuing to do? And thank you for being a part of BraveMaker.
Thank you, Tony. Round of applause for Tony. And the whole BraveMaker crew that's making this happen. You are all beautiful people that I've met today, and you're amazing, and you've created something so phenomenal here in Redwood City, so thank you. Mm-hmm. My name is Kevin Hines, and people, when they hear my story, tend to focus on the bridge and the fact that I jumped off of it, which I did, but I prayed on the way down that I would live. I had instant regret the moment my hands left the rail, and I begged God to save me. I'm pretty sure he answered my prayers. But before all that, my life started truly in humble beginnings. My birth parents, I'm adopted. My birth mother came from Jamaica. My birth mother was Mexican and Italian. My birth father was Mexican and Italian. And my birth mother and father, after they had me and my brother, fell to serious and hardcore drug and alcohol addiction and substance use issues. And they couldn't take care of us. We were born in the Tenderloin. We lived in and out of crack motels. This was our existence. And one day, they left us one too many times alone, lying next to dangerous drug paraphernalia. Had we had touched, could have killed us. Had we have fallen to the concrete slab floor beneath our box spring, not a mattress, we would have cracked our heads open and died. And they left us one too many times, and one seedy motel clerk made his most unseedy decision. He decided to call the police and Child Protective Services, and they came in and they took us. And they placed us directly into that system, foster care, broken system then, broken system now. And the goal was that we would be adopted together. Do you think that's what happened? No, not by a long shot. We bounce around from home to home, and we end up being placed into neglectful homes. In one of those homes, my brother and I both contract a vicious strain of bronchitis, and my only full-blooded brother dies right next to me. I was a survivor from the very beginning. But unlike my poor brother, I got very, very lucky, taken in by the beautiful Hines family that made me their son. All that is to say, I went through that early struggle. I grew up in a beautiful childhood, a great adolescence, but then my brain broke. Had a complete mental breakdown, which led me to the Golden Gate Bridge to attempt to take my life, which is a 99.9% fatality rate. So I always say, and it's very poignant, I think, I get to be here. I get every waking moment past the day I should have died. And every waking moment you get on this planet is a gift. You don't have to have the faith in God that I have. But darn it, have faith in yourselves, have faith in the human condition, and have faith in your ability to thrive beyond the pain you've experienced. Pain is inevitable. It's coming for all of us if it hasn't already. Suffering can be optional, a choice. I was born in a crack motel. I've never suffered a day in my life. I've been given the gift of a second chance at this existence, and I'm not going to squander it eating potato chips playing video games all day. I'm going to do that some days, just not all day every day.
No shame on potato chips or video games.
No. I'm going to travel the world sharing stories of hope, healing, and recovery from brain pain with the wish and the prayer that not just one person in every audience I speak to is felt and heard by that story, but that all of you are. That's my goal. I don't want to reach one of you. I want to reach all of you in some way, shape, or form, and I want to help people who are in brain pain find the will to keep going and to be here tomorrow and every damn day after that, no matter the pain they might be in. I stand here before you right now in excruciating physical pain, and I've lived with that physical pain since I left off the Golden Gate Bridge and had a a replacement of 3 shattered vertebrae and a severing of my spinal cord by 2 millimeters. So when I say I get to be here, damn it, I mean it. And I'm so grateful to be in front of all of you. And as this film plays, I truly hope that afterwards, any of you who want to come talk to me will come tell me your story, because your stories are just as important as mine. I'm just the guy currently with the mic. So thank you, Tony. Thank you for bringing this film to your session. Thank you very much. I truly hope you enjoy the film. It's meant to give you hope at the end of it and not leave you in pain. I truly believe it will do that. Thank you, Tony.
Got it. Kevin Hines, we're going to show it. It is 50 minutes long, 50, and we will come back and sit down for some question and response time and discussion. If you need to use the restroom, by the way, they are in the back here. There's one usable one at this time. Let's make sure your phones are all on silent. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thanks, bro. And I'll also alert you to, we have a sound bath that's going to happen in the next half an hour. We're going to do a sound bath, one more song by Yesenia, and then around 8:30 we will be eating tiramisu from Pizzeria Cardamomo, which is a couple doors down. All right, where is Mr. Kevin Hines? Can we welcome Kevin Hines back to the stage, please? Welcome Kevin Hines, survivor, activist, filmmaker. Kevin Hines, miracle, saved by a sea lion. Every time I think about that, it makes me like seals so much more. Where's Kevin? Is he chatting? Okay. Kevin, come up when you can. While Kevin is coming up, grab your program. Did you see that we left a space there for you to put your name on it? No, we didn't. That was not intentional. Over 1,000 programs printed, and it didn't have a photo. I can't tell you all. A screen going. This is my life. It's like figuring out how to keep going when things don't go wrong. And I think this is a great story for that. Life doesn't always go as we plan, and we have to learn not how just to survive, but to thrive. So Kevin and I have been talking for a couple months, and right before I brought him up here, I said, hey, is it okay if I ask you? He's like, you can ask me whatever you want. Don't need to get my permission. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go there. Because when we first started chatting, we were Zooming, and we were talking about the details of this. And he said, hey, Tony, real quick, are you okay? And it really took me off guard a second, because I felt like you were peering into my soul a little bit. And I was like, well, is anybody okay? I am definitely hanging on by a piece of dental floss at times when it comes to my mental health because of said things, right? Carrying a lot of load and trying to just persevere in the world that seems like it's burning. So I really appreciated that you did that. And it's really easy for me, I am very much an optimist. I tend to believe the glass is always half full. That's how I cope, is believing things are going to work out. But the past few months, maybe a year and a half, life, lost my dad a year ago, having some other things going on in my life. It just feels like my optimism is waning, and the darkness seems to overcome the light. So I am passionate about this topic of mental health because I lost my grandmother to suicide in 2012 and a good friend in 1999. And I never knew it was going to become one of the main platforms of my work and my storytelling and this nonprofit and then my filmmaking as well. So it feels really special to have you sitting in the chair tonight on our 8th annual Film Fest. So thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Can I start by saying I really appreciate, and I noticed this in your language, and I noticed people in the film did not use it because it is a learning curve. It's how we talk about suicide. Because when we say death, or we talk about suicide as a death, it is a way to honor, is also a way to not vilify a person who has taken their own life or died by suicide. We don't want to use the word commit. Can we talk about that?
Certainly. When the term committed suicide was first put in play, we're talking about a time when if your loved one died by suicide, they were placed in the fork in the road in the town they lived in basically a wooden casket no markers on it, with a stake through their heart. The family's worldly possessions were taken from them, and they were left homeless. Talk about injustice. Your family, your friend, your loved one, your fiance, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family, your friend, your loved one, someone you loved unconditionally, takes their life, and the entities that rule that town take everything from you. That's where committed came into play, and people were arrested if they survived their suicide attempts. In some countries, they are still arrested if they survive their suicide attempts. Recently there was just a flight attendant who got off of several long trips to the Middle East, and she had a complete mental breakdown in the Middle East, and she was arrested and thrown in prison. Is that okay? I can't hear you. No. And so I retired that term in my language a long time ago. I cannot control who says it in front of me, and I'm not going to try to do that. I'm going to change my language in hopes that I can inspire others to change theirs. Died by suicide, death by suicide, just like you would die of any other organ diseased. And the brain is an organ just like every other organ in the body, and it too can become diseased, and we too often forget that.
I think with empathy, grace, and compassion, it is really good for us to talk. I do correct people, or I say, could I give you a suggestion about how to talk about death in this way? Because I experienced my grandmother's death in the context of a faith community that vilified it. And we don't use the word commit in other spaces. Commit usually comes with a crime. You commit a crime. You commit a felony. And we all know that there are communities that believe certain things about the afterlife when one does die and choose to die that way. That is not fair. That's not appropriate to make someone who's already grieving feel even worse about the death of their loved one, friend, spouse. So I try with grace when someone says it, because I do feel a little bit of a shrill sometimes when someone says it. It hurts. And it taints my memory in some way of my grandmother or my friend John when someone says it. So I try to say, hey, could I give you a suggestion? And most people receive it really well. Oh, cool, I didn't know that. And I'll post about it occasionally during Mental Health Awareness Month or other things. My first film, Last Chance Charlene, we talked about it there too. And I really find a lot of people, if I could ask in transparency with no shame or guilt, how many of you have heard that for the first time tonight? That's a better way to say it. Raise your hand. Okay, a few people raising hands. Thank you. Awesome. Now from this day...
Moving mountains at BraveMaker.
Yeah.
Come on.
It will change. And it does, like we talk about, stories save lives. It does help somebody feel a little bit more at ease with you when they're processing that death.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting in the Catholic faith, which I'm a part of, the Pope recently, as a few years ago, came out and denounced suicide as a sin. He said it's not a sin. People die by suicide because they're in pain. He said, I've been educated, and I understand. I empathize now, and I want all of our community to empathize and to recognize that people in such what we call in the suicide prevention community lethal emotional pain. It's such a pain that you feel so destroyed emotionally that you're willing to attempt to leave this world forever. And I think often about, now I've lost 23 people in my almost 45 years on this planet. I've lost 23 people, half my age, to suicide that I care deeply about. Is that 23 too many? Yeah. Is one too many? Some of you well know that, know it all too well. So I think that in the spirit of this conversation, when you come across someone you know, love, or care about that you determine is considering suicide, don't be afraid to walk up to them, sit right next to them, put your hand on their shoulder and say, how can I help you stay? What do you need from me in this moment? It's not about me, it's about your experience. What can I give you? What can I offer you to try one more day? And then let's go from there. I think the biggest mistake people make is they think they have to have all the answers. They have to have all the reasons to stay. They have to give all the advice. We don't need advice. We need you to sit next to us, put your arm around our shoulder, and say, I got you. And I'm not letting go until you've changed your mind, and we can walk you to a safe space. Let me be very, very frank here. I jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge in the year 2000. It's 26 years ago this September. I live with regular thoughts of suicide. They plague me. They will never take me. I will never die by my hands. Somebody tells you after today that Kevin Hines died by suicide, you open an all-out investigation. It was a murder, okay? It's never going to happen because I have the tools now to stay here no matter the pain I'm in. And that means, and I'll give you a two-pronged technique that you can teach those you love and that you can learn for yourself. Maybe none of the people in this room are having suicidal thoughts right now. Maybe a couple of you are. By the number of people in this room, there could be some considering it. That's a fact. So this two-pronged technique I take around the world and I share with millions. Ready? Repeat after me. My thoughts, do not have to become my actions. They can simply be my thoughts. If your thoughts are dangerous to yourself or others, they never have to lead into action. They can simply remain your thoughts. Your thoughts don't have to own, rule, or define what you do next. They're just thoughts. It's about perspective and perception. The second thing you must do if you ever become suicidal, is turn to the closest person in your proximity, whether you know them from Adam or not. Don't be afraid. I've done this. And say these words. Repeat after me. I need help now. And the no, that's it. I got you. That's good. Thank you you're right there. You're right there. The vibe is clear. Here's what I do. I don't stop saying I need help now when I'm suicidal until one person is willing to answer the call. I have been at the Atlanta airport with no phone charger and my battery is dead and I'm drastically suicidal, and I'm walking up to a TSA agent and said, I need help now. And the guy was like, what do you mean, man? I was like, I'm having these thoughts. And he goes, come with me. And he brings me to a locked room, and he brings 3 security guards and 3 police officers. I'm like, no, I'm not a threat to the airport. I'm having thoughts about harming myself because I have bipolar disorder, and I'm struggling. Can you please call my wife? Here is her number. I need her to come get me. And he was like, I got you. And he effectively, in that moment, saved my life and got me to my wife, and I got to safety into a psych ward. But I'm self-aware. How do we teach those who struggle with brain pain, what everyone calls mental health issues or crisis or challenge? I call it brain pain. Your brain is that organ, just like every other organ in the body. You need to treat it well. It's a muscle. You need to take care of it. And that guy saved my life that day, and I have had many strangers be willing to answer that call over and over again, and I'm sitting before you right now. I get to be here.
Yeah, we can applaud that. I'm going to ask one more question, and then we'll take a few. I appreciate what you are demonstrating in the documentary as well as here, and you did it to me on a text. This is one thing I try to live by. My wife and I will often say, you can't mind read people. And that is a way to drive yourself a little insane if you're always thinking what other, and we talk about this on our BraveMaker team, because we, in the entertainment world, sometimes there's kind of that dog-eat-dog world out there. We always think someone's out to take our lunch, and we're competing so hard that someone might say something, and then all of a sudden we're in our mind going, they hate me, or they're out to get me. And sometimes it's true. It is. It's true. Most times it might not be. So the other day, you texted me. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it? Can I?
Pull up the text.
Well, he texted me. I had just maybe an hour ago, y'all. I'm doing so many reels and social media things and posting about BraveMaker, and we had talked about some details. We had a meeting with the team for the mental health workshop for tomorrow, and I posted this video because my mind is always cranking on things and ideas, and I just took out my phone and I was like, happy for the people who are committed and making do with what they say they're going to do, but there is a lot of people who don't always do that. And so I just wanted to quickly make a video about the people who this phrase over commit and under deliver. Have you heard that? Does anyone want to admit to doing that sometimes? It's so Kevin says on Wednesday, July 1st, 4:43 p.m. Hey, bud, saw your post about people who overcommit and underdeliver. I have to ask, are you referring to me? I have this is where he got real. Yeah. I have extreme paranoid delusions, and I just need to ask to be both self-aware of my actions and make sure we're good. I'm really looking forward to being at BraveMaker. And I was like, dude, nope, not you, bro. You have definitely over-delivered, and you always have the freedom to ask. I love that you did. That was so dope, dude. Yeah. We need to do more of that because we live in our brain too much, and we think people are out to get us, and that's not always true.
You know, Tony, I have to shout out my brother-in-law for a minute here because he lives with severe schizophrenia, which is a beast of a disease. And my wife and I are doing everything in our power to help him. But he lives in this 24/7 belief that every human on the planet can read his mind. And he also has this, and he's okay with me talking about this. He wants me to talk about this. He wants to help people. And he also believes that the world is a vortex and everything appears before him, for him, which is interesting. But I express that to you because in the paranoid delusions I have, I often believe that there are snipers on roofs ready to kill me or my family, that there are people, I have visual and auditory hallucinations, even today. And there will be times when I am in a crowd of 5,000 and I see a guy in the back and he's always got a yellow poncho on, hooded up, with a silver beard and a butcher knife at his chest, and he's coming to kill me. I mean, he looks like Long John Silver, from the fish sticks box. Some of you get that reference. Look it up. And what I've learned to do instead of panic on stage while I'm giving a speech is say, hey, everybody, just need to take a break here for a minute. Question, because I'm having a hard time. Is there a guy in the back left corner with a butcher knife, and is he coming to kill me? And everyone will go, everyone kind of freaks out. That's my bad. But then they turn around, and there's nobody there. And they turn to me, they go, no, Kevin, all simultaneously. No, there's nobody there, you're good. Okay, let's get on with the speech. Now, what I used to do with that when I didn't say anything was I would internally panic and have an overwhelming amount of fear. But then I would tell myself to calm myself down. Well, if he's coming to kill me, I'll just give him a good show before I die. So I've just got to do what I got to do and give this speech because I've got to be in the moment. But when you're living with these struggles and nobody can see them unless you say anything, damn it, you got to say something. That's what I said to Tony. And I'll even break it here. One of my best friend in the whole world and my producer on my next film is here behind us. And his name is Eric Seabush. He's incredible. And I was just breaking bread with him across the street. And I saw something in his eyes that got me. And I was like, Eric, did I upset you? And he was like, what? When? How? Who? What do you mean? And I have to just be frank with it or else it eats me alive. But the moment you let it go and that someone validates that you're good, like you did, like Eric did, you can move forward. And I'm not ashamed to say that I live with extreme paranoid delusions, and I have to be aware of that, and I have to take care of that.
All right. We have a time for a couple questions. Is there anybody who wants to raise your hand? If you could just, for honoring of time, say who you are, where you're from, and keep your question under 30 seconds. We have a microphone swirling around. Go ahead, Jacob. You got the mic? Who's got the mic? Oh, I thought you were roaming the mic. Go ahead. Can you quickly follow? Right here.
He's right here.
Thank you so much. We're going to run that mic, Eric. Run. Okay, thank you.
Kevin, I love you, brother.
Hi, Doc.
Dr. Marlon Rollins, you owe me the kisses from on my text. My wife said it's okay.
Yes,
Hugs
sir.
and kisses.
You got it. Hugs and kisses.
One of the things I'm hoping you
We're
can
all
share
pals.
is talking a little bit more about your childhood and the trauma that you went through. Some of the times you give advice about, I want you, if you could speak to like your diet. You talk about brain pain, and we recognize that the brain and the gut pain is connected. And I wonder if you can share a little bit more about what you do to maintain your good brain health, because there's a lot of supports around you. But I also wonder if you could share a little bit more about your testimony about kind of the nutrition or the lack thereof that you grew up with, so we have a better understanding about how what we eat, how we consume impacts our brain health. Just to share with this audience a little bit more, because we have so much stigma around it, around mental health, that we're not talking about the gut health. So I'm hoping you can shed some light on your testimony related to that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That's Dr. Marlon Rollins. We've worked together many times in the past. He's an incredible guy. So when I was born, my birth parents fed me what they could steal. Kool-Aid, Coca-Cola, and sour milk was what they fed me for months.
And that was in the tenderloin.
That was in the tenderloin. And it ravaged my gut, and it destroyed my brain from the very beginning. I was, by definition, because of poor gut health initially, mentally ill from the very beginning of my life. I also had a bunch of severe gut health issues that follow me until today. And it's a battle I wage every day with food habits that I change often and then change back to and have to work on. Not to shame anybody, but there are some foods that are by definition scientifically inflammatory to the body and the brain, and I try to avoid them as often as I can. I don't always meet the mark, but when you learn about there's so many, I don't want to get into health issues, but there's so many health gurus in the world. I don't need to be one. But what I will say is this: there are two types of food in the world: inflammatory and anti-inflammatory foods. That's a simple fact of life. If you eat anti-inflammatory foods most meals, most days, you're going to feel better mentally. You're going to be more active, aware, attentive, poignant, powerful, moving. You're going to be more structured. It's going to help. And I've learned that the hard way many times, and I'm working on it now. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
All right, one or two more people. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Say your name right here. Let's go, Deborah. Quickly, thank you so much. Right there behind you, Deborah. There you go.
Hi, Deborah. That's my mom's name.
How are you?
One of our filmmakers here. Church Hat on
good.
Saturday morning. Check it out.
Oh, got to check it out.
Is this on? Okay. My question, I saw that you, Deborah Williams, I'm from Toronto, Canada. I noticed that you had a dog, and I'm wondering, is that a therapy dog?
He was. He
Okay.
passed away tragically a few years ago
Okay.
of kidney disease. That was Max.
Yes.
Max was my emotional support animal. I took him everywhere. We flew together. We went to gigs together. Everybody loved him. He didn't love everybody. He had a problem with children, which was weird. And he, I'm going to say it, and don't cancel me, but he had an issue with Asian people.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really weird. I don't know what it, I didn't teach him that, I promise.
Sure.
But he wouldn't bite them, but he would goose them. He'd go up behind them and shove his muzzle in their rear and say hello. And we had to train that out of him. It was a thing he did. I don't know why he did it, but but he refused the help of 10 trainers. He was really a difficult dog, but we loved him. And when I was depressed, every single time, if I was home, he would come put his his mouth on my right knee, and he would stare into my eyes, and he wouldn't break that stare until I was out of the depression.
Yeah, I understand.
It was incredible.
Are you getting another one? The reason I'm asking is because I actually work for the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, and pet therapy is part of my portfolio. So I'm just wondering if you are going to continue to get another one, because they train dogs specifically. When you spoke about seeing things that aren't there, they train dogs that will indicate to you that you're looking at something that's not there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I didn't mean to presume, but there is a training program now for dogs where
really?
they are. Yeah. So if your dog knows,
can I get your contact information
Sure,
afterwards?
but I live in Toronto. But
right.
welcome to come.
I'm
to
coming to
CAMH.
Toronto.
We're a global.
I'm coming, Deborah. Let's go.
You're welcome to come
go to
CAMH.
Toronto.
But you can get a dog that is it's a therapy dog, and when you think you're seeing something, your dog will indicate to you there's nothing there.
Deborah, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Oh
Can
my
we give
God.
it up for the therapy dogs and
Therapy
service dogs in this
service
room?
dogs, yes.
I think we have 3. We have 3 today. We have 3 dogs in the room today. We are wanting to be a dog-friendly and accessible community. All right, last question here, and then please get ready for the trailer to the new film, Quinn. That'll be our next thing we'll do. And Purvi, you can also start to set up your bowls.
This has been very moving. Thank you. I have my tissues. Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Paige.
Hi,
Morrow
Paige.
Kimball.
Hi.
I'm a filmmaker here.
Okay.
Wait
Great film called Wait, playing on Friday with a great workshop called The Culture of Consent. Check out Paige Morrow Kimball right there. Keep going.
Hi. I was wondering, I don't know if you know this answer, but you had this regret after you jumped, which is, that's really moving. Do you know if most people who survive from trying to take their own lives have that similar reaction? Do you know if there's a study on that?
So Paige, right?
Paige.
Paige, I can't say most, but I have traveled around the globe for the last 26 years as of this September, and thousands of people have approached me and said that the moment they thought it was too late, they had instant regret. And here's I guess you would call it the more scientific explanation. When one attempts to take their lives, they're immediately thrown in a fight or flight. Physically, scientifically, their brains are thrown in a fight or flight mode. And they recognize in the moment, what a terrible mistake I've just made. I want to live. What have I just done? And a lot of these people end up fighting to survive. In human nature, we are designed by human nature to survive all things. It's why you could watch that movie about the guy who fell down the crevasse in the state park, sawed off his own arm, and got up to safety and survived that ordeal because all he needed to do was live. And when I jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, I'll go a little further into the detail here. I'm in the water 40 feet beneath the water surface in the freezing cold. My back is shattered. My legs are not moving properly. I'm frantically trying to move to the surface. I don't know which way is up or down. I'm panicking. I don't have any air. And all I needed to do was live. What did I do? I don't want to die. Nobody's going to know I didn't want to do this. No one's going to know I knew I made a mistake. And when I initially got to the surface, it was by sheer luck. And I bobbed up and down, and I prayed to God that I would live. And that's when, as you saw in the film, the sea lion began circling beneath me, bumping me up. I was no longer waiting or treading or trying to get to I was lying on my back, being kept afloat by this thing, thinking it was a nice shark. But anyway, but my point is, thousands of people have told me personally that they had that instant regret. Now, I've met many people that have said, I didn't regret it, and I was angry. And I understand that. I recognize that. I empathize with that. But even those people who have expressed that to me, my family, my wife and I, and my colleagues have helped those individuals and fostered them to find a reason to live.
What's happening with the nets? Because it never.
Well,
really
we're gonna get there.
Well,
that is a great segue. So we're gonna end before we do our sound bath and stuff with this is a very sneak peek to your next film called Death Bridge, that is very much about getting nets on the Golden Gate Bridge to prevent this. So, tee us up.
Okay, so we made. Yeah, I'll trade you. We made Suicide: The Ripple Effect, which you just saw, and we did that to both chronicle my life story with my wife, and we, as you saw, we went to 6 countries, met different people with different struggles. But Death Bridge is really a film about the 90-year effort to end suicide at the Golden Gate Bridge. The history of the construction of the bridge it starts with, the history of the 7 fights to raise the rails at the Golden Gate Bridge that started in 1937 after the first suicide by the bridge patrol of that era that were shut down. 7 fights in 90 years shut down. 60 years. In the last 20 years, my father founded the Bridge Rail Foundation after my jump. You can go to bridgerail.net if you want to help them. Bridge Rail Foundation. He founded the foundation with Paul Muller and Dave Hall. Dave Hall lost his daughter Kathy to the Golden Gate Bridge. He was desperate and heartbroken. And we gathered a team of families who had lost their loved ones at the Golden Gate Bridge over the last 20, 30 years. And we advocated to raise the rail, then the net, for the better part of 20 years. We never gave up. We never gave in. There was a great deal of opposition. People said they'll just go somewhere else. We disproved that entirely. People said you'll ruin the aesthetics of the bridge. What are the aesthetics of a bridge compared to one beautiful human life? And the nets have been raised as of 2024. In 2024, 73% reduction in suicides at the Golden Gate Bridge. In 2025, an 87% reduction in suicides at the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time in a near century.
So obviously that is advocacy, and I love that your advocacy is partnered together with film. So with that, this is a sneak peek. It's not out on the internet yet, but
It's not out anywhere.
yeah. So here's the trailer to Death Bridge. Only on the screen. Can we cut this light?
No sound. Let's go back. Let's go back.
We'll get it. We'll get it. We will figure this out. let me just take this time, because I like to make good use of time, to tell you what's going to happen after the trailer. Purvi, who's setting up her Tibetan bowls, is going to do a little sound bath experience for us. And then we're going to have one final song from Isenya. And then you're going to go out onto our patio and have some tiramisu. And right 2 doors down is a restaurant bar called Nighthawk that has a signature drink called Naked and Famous awaiting you, that we encourage you to enjoy and take in the fresh air of Redwood City. If you are new to Redwood City, walk down Broadway. This is an all pedestrian area walkway. Right across the street, you'll see Coffee Bar. For those of you who are filmmakers and all access badge holders, tomorrow we're going to be there at 9 a.m. with free coffee and pastries at 9 a.m. And then we're here at 10 a.m. with Kevin leading another opportunity and conversation about mental health with some occupational therapists, including Purvi, who's going to do an extended sound bath experience tomorrow morning. So if you know you need this and need more conversations to talk about practical steps, we're calling it How to Protect Your Peace. That's happening tomorrow. And here we go.
For the audience members who don't know your story, let's just start with it.
At the age of 19, I had a mental health crisis. Improperly treated bipolar depression. There are people that hear positive voices. The voices in my head were vicious, angry, violent, and they hated me. I leapt off the Golden Gate Bridge in an attempt to die by suicide. For 90 years, thousands died by suicide off the Golden Gate Bridge. And the people in charge of the Golden Gate Bridge did nothing.
There had been 7 other campaigns. My effort was number 8, and that was in 2004.
I'm not privy to the discussions that prior boards had, but I know certainly it had been debated for decades.
You've read the books, the complexity of this thing and their ability to hide. That's why I'm shocked.
And while people debated, more people needlessly died.
Matthew's friends were devastated because they didn't know, and they didn't know what to do.
What it says about society in its broadest sense is that it's way, way too easy to just excuse death.
With lives being lost and nothing being done, where were the people in charge of stepping in?
Well, it was seen as a little bit unorthodox. Sometimes it takes a champion. Sometimes it takes a Kevin Hines.
I will fight to be well in the diagnosed bipolar for every waking moment, no matter the pain I'm in. For the people I love, most importantly for myself and for God. Logan, how are you today, brother?
Yeah, amazing, Kevin. It's real life, really powerful impact. Storyteller is the most powerful person in the world, and you are a storyteller. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Keep fighting, always and forever. Be here tomorrow and every damn day after that.
What Kevin has done, his relentless, dedicated advocacy, you can turn tragedy into success.
Is San Francisco's public policy atmosphere poisoned or redeemable? That involves transparency and optics around how policy is actually made.
A dark secret kept silent for almost a century.
Well, when I joined the Golden Gate Bridge Board, I really knew very little about this issue. This just cannot happen.
Why did it take so long to get the net raised? Why did it cost thousands of lives?
From 1937 till 2000, the Golden Gate Bridge Board did nothing.
Can we thank Kevin tonight for being our special guest? Kevin will be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please join him. He's going to hang out a little bit tonight as well. And if you have a story to share, please do. But with that,
Please do.
let's welcome Purvi Shah for our sound bath experience.
Okay. It's a short session. It's just an invitation for all of you to relax, close your eyes if you're comfortable. You don't have to if you're not. And just breathe. That's your only job, yeah? And I just want to share, thank you to Kevin for being so brave and talking about something that is so, so, so important. We all, whoever has children, know how hard it is to raise children and the kind of crazy stuff that goes in their heads. So it's really great to hear that there's someone like him who's talking about this. People ask me, how did I get into sound healing? I guess I have a story as well. I used to sing to my boys, my 2 boys, when they were little. And then my 3-year-old son was diagnosed with cancer. And I quit my job, became a full-time cancer caregiver. And when he was 9, he passed away on September 25th, 2011. I couldn't sing at all. My throat chakra, if people know what chakras are, were completely shut down. I could not sing at all. And then in 2023, I had started a nonprofit called Kids in Art Foundation, where we did art with children who have cancer. I was a graphic designer. I still am a designer and artist, so that was my way of dealing with things. And I showed up by doing art and making the hospital room really more, manageable. I decided to step down as the CEO in 2023 after 15 years, and I decided, what's my story? Because I'd given my life to cancer not willingly, and I really needed to find myself. And mental health was a big part of my journey. The only way I could show up for myself, for my other living son, was, think about how do I show up for myself. So yoga became a big part of my life, and so did all forms of healing. I decided to go to India and do a yoga teacher training and sound healing session. And that was the first time I heard someone do the session, and I cried uncontrollably, and I ended up getting up and singing. That was my first time in all these years since 2011 to 2023. So I decided to do a certification. And let's relax and enjoy. Lead me from the untruth to the truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma our palms together, generate some warmth, some heat. Send that warmth, that heat to any part of your body that needs it most. Let's bring the palms together one more time. And let's send this love, this energy out in the world to someone who needs it most. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Humbly bow your chin to your chest. Loka Samastha Sukhinu Bhavantu. Loka Samastha Sukhinu Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be free and happy. Thank you for being here today. Namaste. Now for your Senya. And if anybody's in San Mateo local, I have some bookmarks. Help yourself with them. You can join me for sound healing.
In this space doing an extended time, so come over a little early, around 9:45-ish, and you'll have more time to do that if you'd like. All right, final thing of the night, and then look at me, I'm getting tiramisu ready for you all out there. Where is Isenya? Final song of the night, and then the fresh air is going to come at you. This one's called Butterfly Wings. Let's go.
For me, I would rather stand on the floor. I don't like being above people. It feels weird. This song, like Tony said, is called Butterfly Wings. It's part of the same project. It's not out on all platforms, but you can buy the music on IamForMusic.store. And you can hit play.
For a sunny day, except a sunny attitude. So claim every little single thing that puts you in a better mood. So why, when there is such a lie, that we waste precious time hearing what really happens? And when I sometimes go astray, as if out of a time I'll find another way. So I forget everything, except what makes me sing. When I do my thing, my troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Nothing to lose in a world to gain, so lose your chains and let yourself out. If you're not living all
all your dreams, then what was this life really all about? Always halfway to your dreams, one step out of a time, you'll find yourself closer. And if you're feeling lonely, oh, make right of your wrongs and give yourself some love. So I forget everything, except what makes me sing. When I do my thing, my troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Forget everything, except what makes you sing. Try it and you'll see your troubles are lighter than butterfly wings. Thank you.
Butterfly Wings, Yesenia Martinez. Yesenia is going to be with us on Saturday morning at the Family Friendly program, as well as here at the Open Mic Night on Saturday nights. Thank you.
On Open Mic Night, I'm really excited. I'm going to play an original that I wrote, and I'm really excited.
Okay, we look forward to that right here in this room. All right, I need 60 seconds of your time. If you have a badge or you're an all-access holder or ticket holder for the after party, Mars and or Jessica have tickets for you to go to Nighthawk. You get one drink. When you walk outside, there's tiramisu available from Cardamomo, who's sponsoring it. Thank you, Cardamomo's Pizzeria. Go visit them. Please look through your program. Decide what you're going to do. There's a lot to choose from over the next 5 days. If you are not a badge holder or ticket holder, you still can be one. But there's also, starting tomorrow, free things every single day. Tell your friends. Free tomorrow night in the square, 8:40 or 8:35. Plus, we have puppies tomorrow. We have puppies from Doggy Protective Services if you want to adopt some puppies. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the library is all free. And final thing, Deborah over here is going to hold this when you walk out. If you want to give to our ASL fund, we have ASL translators coming tomorrow for our deaf audience, as well as deaf filmmaker talent that we have coming. We're still trying to raise money to pay them. And or if you want to become a monthly donor like these 82 people, I'll just say a few names. Eric Qualls is on here. Kathy DeSantis, Shona Hunt, Andrea Jones, Neema Jordan, Leah Knauer, Robin Zicko, that's my mom, Jerry Gapiso, and my aunt. Thank you so much, Gabriele Trejo, who's on our social media team. All of these people, thank you so much. All right, Brave Stories change the world. You are the story. Have a fantastic night. Happy 8th BraveMaker Film Festival. Thank you, everybody.